Alinea is one of North America's top restaurants. People who come here for dinner don't just expect good food, they expect a one-of-a-kind culinary experience.
Not really sure what to expect, but looking forward to it.
See something new and different that I haven't seen before.
Diners flock to this restaurant because of this man. Grant Achatz is considered one of the best chefs in the world. He's at the leading edge of something called molecular gastronomy. It's a style of cooking that has turned away from traditional techniques and towards science for inspiration.
When science is involved, it produces a unique cuisine. And, you know, not everybody's doing it, and now we are. You know, there's a lot of ways that we can kind of play with certain elements, certain ingredients, and make them taste a little bit better than you would maybe normally expect.
At first glance, the kitchen at Alinea looks like any other busy high-end restaurant. But take a closer look, and you'll see that this place is more like a lab, the chefs more like scientists. For starters, no other kitchen has one of these. They call it the anti-griddle, and it was made for Alinea by a company that makes scientific instruments.
So instead of heat, we get cold. We get a cold surface. This surface is negative 50 degrees Celsius, and it allows us to freeze things with the convenience of an open area. Tonight we're doing a pine nut puree that we're slipping inside a very small English breakfast radish and some balsamic vinegar that's been thickened with a modified starch and an olive oil pudding. And so what you get when you eat it is a very multi-textural kind of experience, because you get rock hard frozen, you get creamy on the top, and then you get a vegetable component that is room temperature, because it's only an inch off that cold plate.
The chefs at Alinea often use science to create a surprise at the table. They can transform well-known substances like caramel into something unrecognizable, but just as tasty.
This is tapioca maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is one part of what makes up a starch molecule. What's unique about this product is it's been modified to do something that no starch has ever done. All starches by nature thicken water. This starch will not thicken water, it'll do the exact opposite, it will thicken fat.
That means the maltodextrin will react with the fat in the caramel and turn it into this unappetizing powder. The surprise comes when the diners put the powder in their mouth. Saliva reacts with the starch and turns the powder back into caramel, creating a pleasant surprise for the people eating it.
I have a soft, chewy caramel in my mouth.
Now, watch what chefs who know science can do with a bit of melted butter. The melted butter will be served with cake for dessert. Anyone can do that. But the trick here is that the warm butter will come encased in a gel pack for the diner to pierce. Accomplishing that begins by bathing the butter in something called sodium alginate.
Sodium alginate is an algae extract, and what makes it just so unique is that it forms a gel, but it will only form a gel in the presence of calcium.
So the chef mixes butter with calcium, drops it in the mixture, and what emerges is butter encased in a gel that can't be melted with heat. The butter inside does melt, the gel on the outside does not. Kind of like the melted caramel in that famous chocolate bar.
It is butter.
Buttery. Oh, this is so yummy.
Eating at Alinea begins with a choice. 12 courses for $125 or 24 for $175. Whichever diners choose, Grant wants to make sure that each and every course offers something unexpected.
It's a very much a journey when you come and eat here. You know, you're talking about a length of time anywhere between 3 and 5 hours, eating anywhere from 12 to 30 courses. So as the night unfolds and the experience that we craft really shapes the experience in that it gives the diner a real sense of adventure, a real sense of journey.
Back on 4, Doc. Back on 4.
Grant and his team of chefs combine their knowledge of science and cooking to create one unique course after another. The main course tonight is duck. While Grant is preparing the duck, another chef is preparing a pillow for the duck to be served on. The pillows get filled with air that's scented with the spice mace. When the plate is set on the pillows at the table, the mace-scented air leaks from the pillow and surrounds the diner.
It allows us to introduce flavor by way of smell. There's no actual mace in the duck dish, but the diner will taste mace from the olfactory sense of smelling. So it's just another way for us to introduce different flavors by way of aroma.
Mace can taste bitter and astringent, but it smells sweet and comforting. The diners can't tell if they're tasting or smelling mace. They just know it's there, and they like it.
It's delicious. Yeah.
Humans can distinguish a measly 7 tastes in their mouth. The human nose can recognize about 700 different smells. Grant knows that, and that knowledge helps him manipulate and combine those senses to create his unique dining experience. Grant uses science in many different ways to help make his signature creations. Every night in his kitchen is a delicate balance between science project and gourmet cooking.
We don't lose sight of the fact that this is in fact a restaurant and diners are in fact eating food. Despite the fact that we use a lot of science in our cooking, we're still chefs and we still want the food to taste good.
It was absolutely fabulous.
Every meal ends the same way. Diners flock to the kitchen to meet the man who created the intricate meal they just ate. They don't know how much work went into preparing it. They don't understand the science that helped shape it. And that's just fine with Grant. Because in addition to knowing a lot about food and science, Grant also knows a few things about psychology.
If they knew the labor that went into it, it would probably affect their enjoyment. Maybe they would feel like they had to enjoy it more because somebody, puts so much effort and so much energy and work into it. So that's okay. It's behind the scenes. Just let them enjoy it for what it is, for what their perception of it is, and let us be the ones that work hard to get there.